Hello, welcome to the first edition of the Daily Record High School Football Insider. I'm sports editor Aaron Dorksen along with sportswriter Mike Plant. Mike, good to have you with us.
Thanks, Aaron. Glad to be here.
So we're taking this foray into the internet multimedia with our first video cast. We're going to head into week 4 of the high school football season. Last week we wrapped up the non-conference portion of the slate. Mike, what jumped out at you about last week's games?
Well, Aaron, of course, I was over at Orrville for the big matchup between Copley and the Red Riders. Two explosive teams with a lot of big-time playmakers, and instead I saw a defensive slugfest that wasn't over until Copley won 13-7 in overtime. What I did see was an Orrville defense that's going to be awfully hard to move the ball against, led by, of course, All-Ohio linebacker Mason Monheim. Nose tackle Trevor Wright was virtually unblockable by Copley most of the night, and Dylan Lemon added 3 sacks. The defense wasn't the problem. What was the problem was Orrville's inability to mount any kind of consistent offensive attack. If it wasn't for the electrifying Stuart Turner Jr.'s punt return, Orrville would have been kept off of the scoreboard. And they also committed 4 turnovers, Aaron. And heading into Friday night's Ohio Cardinal Conference opener against Lexington, the Red Riders are going to have to regroup in a hurry.
Yeah, they are. I mean, the two main leagues that we cover, the Ohio Cardinal Conference and the Wayne County Athletic League, start league play as well as the other leagues in the area. Really, to me, Mike, it's two big differences in the schedule. In the Wayne County League, the 4 teams that everyone perceives to be the strongest and have started out the strongest, they all play the teams that have struggled. So really big favorites in all 4 of those games. Some people are even just trying to say which game do you think will be the closest. On the other hand, the OCC jumps right off with 2 great matchups where you're going to have 4 teams in these games that think they can challenge for the league championship. You have Worcester at Ashland, the Generals 2-1, the Arrows 0-3, and the game Mike was just talking about, Lexington and Orrville.
Yeah, you know, in the Worcester-Ashland game, both teams have really been very explosive this year offensively. So, you know, of course, it'll probably be the defense that decides this one. Ashland has been known the last 6-7 years for having great quarterbacks. They've had All-Ohioans and Taylor Housewright, and then the recently graduated Marcus Fuller. But the new Arrow quarterback, Zach Bernhardt, actually won up those guys last week, throwing for a school record, single-game school record, 449 yards in their 49-35 loss to Sandusky. And he also had wide receiver Marquise Jones catch 16 passes last week, which is a good half season for a lot of guys, for 197 yards, giving Jones 31 grabs for the season. And we've talked on our radio show, and it's been in the paper a lot about the explosiveness of Worcester, quarterback Devin Doherty, and running back Devontae Anderson, who has been off the charts so far this season.
Yeah, so those are 2 great matchups in the OCC. Take a look at the Wayne County Athletic League. No one's been hotter in the entire area than Norwayne. 3-0 are the Bobcats. They're leading the area with 44 points a game, and they have the best scoring defense. They're only giving up 5 a game. They have moved up to Division 4, but they should be pretty tough. So they'll be a big favorite over Northwestern. Comes in at opposite at 0-3. Hillsdale, they're outscoring opponents 31-5. Not quite scoring as much as Norwayne, but again, they'll be a big favorite at 3-0. Hosting Chippewa. Dalton, the numbers are thin this year. They're 0-3 at Smithville. And then to complete the league slate, Waynedale 2-1 goes to 0-3 Rittman. I reported on Waynedale last week. They defeated Triway 30-0. Junior Brendan Stanley had a great game with 3 touchdowns, one of those an interception return. So early on, Mike, what do you think about if you had to rank some of the top teams in the area, regardless of league or division?
Well, of course, I think you have to start right off the top with Norwayne. Has been very impressive. Teams have loaded up against the run, and they've passed the ball with great success. Teams have maybe loosened up, and they've run the ball. I think also Smithville's been off to a good start, running the ball like the Smithville teams of old. They got a big victory in week 2, which I think really bodes well for their confidence. And then, of course, Orville and Worcester, obviously, always. And forgot to touch on that Orville-Lexington game. Just like last week when Orville and Copley, you saw a lot of Division I college-type talent out there. Lexington brings the same type of squad to Red Ryder Stadium Friday night with 3 Division I recruits, including their quarterback, Colin Michael, a big 6'5" kid who's going to Buffalo. And they also have a running back, a tight end that's going to Indiana, and a running back that's going to Youngstown State. So they'll be very athletic too. Orville has to fix some of their mistakes, but you know, getting back to how the overall look, I think it's, you know, we've had some haves and some have-nots so far. But the great thing is, Aaron, you start out week 4 with Wayne County Athletic League, Ohio Cardinal Conference play. It's kind of a new start for everybody.
Yeah, it is a new start. Orville's going to have a tough time in this one, possibly with Stuart Turner. They're Orville's Division I recruit, probably sidelined with a shoulder injury. We'll wait and see. And then another top player, Drew Brenner, has an ankle injury. To complete the list of games this week, we have Cloverleaf at Wadsworth, Danville at Loudonville, Fairless at Triway, the Titans trying to get their first win, and Tuslaw at CVCA. Mike, it's been fun to get this off the ground, and you know, look forward to, who knows, maybe down the road get a guest on or a coach, whatever.
Yeah, that'd be great. We're going to add some graphics and some different things as we go on, and hopefully, like all of our area football teams, you'll see a lot of improvement from week 1 to week 2.